Hello. We on? Yeah, well, there's no one in here to tell us whether we are or not. So should we just rip into it? Welcome back to Naughty Boy Fight Picks, UFC Fortaleza versus Assunção 2 recap. Are you all right, mate?
And I'm your co-host, Michael Bisbing.
I should have seen
Here
that.
we go.
Should have seen that coming. And other co-host, bloody the woman who fought.
Yeah. Hi.
Do you reckon?
You look much better in person.
Thank you. I was just thinking, do you think we would make a better looking woman than her? It's possible.
Than her.
I don't want to kick this off with a really bold statements.
Regardless of having to be forced to make the comparison live on the internet, I think we'll make great looking woman.
Thank you. Yeah, I believe so too. YouTube is asking us if we want to flag inappropriate content. Hell no.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
And I'm your co-host, Bisbing.
You look good as Michael Bisbing.
Thanks.
Hey, we got 5 people in there. Can you guys hear us? It appears that the microphone's working, so...
It's got sparks coming out of it.
How do you want to tackle this card, Matt? Do you want to go bottom to top, or do you want to go top back to the bottom and up, or...
The window?
No.
Well, I'm happy to go from the bottom to the top because there's probably a few fights that we probably want to skip over pretty quickly, eh?
Yeah, sure.
Bullshit.
First thing I want to note, though.
First things first.
The fucking pacing of that ESPN card.
Woo! Talking about sparks flying off it.
Holy shit. That was so good. I barely got time to have cigarettes, my only gripe. But you can't complain. There's see that big window behind us? I can actually watch the fights through the window as I smoke. So
yeah, that card went faster than Johnny Walker gets his kid off on a warm day.
Fuck. Man, Johnny Walker, we will get to him shortly, but he's some sort of guy. Shot Shake, thank you.
Big shake.
Nice.
People like a meat shake, a kid or an adult.
Both. Nice to have Shake back. I took an L with the betting again. Not a big one though, thank fuck. And I had some plays come in I was pretty happy with, but both Hamos and Lyman Good bombed on me, so yeah, I got fucked up.
Oh, what the bullet?
Yeah.
Now we go Medov is not Khabib's real brother. Who would have thought?
Yeah. To whoever the dude was that was scolding us for not knowing that Saeed Nurmagomedov is Habib's brother. They're not even blood relatives, but they call each other cousins. So
we're not here, fuck spiders.
Shove it
up your butt.
Anything else? Michael Bisping commentating like he was sat on the couch in the lounge room.
He because the rest of them lacked any kind of real energy or enthusiasm, and let's be honest, some of those fights you needed, a little bit of how's your father just to perk your interest.
That card really played out kind of the way it looked. On paper, it's oh man, these prelims are a bit, and the main card is incredible. Yeah, and it really delivered that way.
I got up at 4 a.m. this morning to go fishing, so I was struggling to stay awake through some of those fights.
Yeah. Real Sleazy says, I just came here to say the new album must be released.
He demands it.
We're gonna turn the podcast into album format. Put it over a little bit of sitar and
music.
Matt plays a bit of sitar. I'm gonna get on that triangle.
Behind my head.
I'm gonna get on that triangle, and we're gonna bang out an album.
T-City.
Fuck.
All right. First fight,
and we missed a little bit of this because fuckery. Bibulatov versus Bontorin. Bontorin winging big left hands. Bibulatov evading them pretty easily. This is what I saw of the fight. Bibulatov throwing that spinning back kick over and over, but landing it. So why the fuck not?
There's quite a bit of spinning going on. I thought there was a bit of Michael Flatley, a little bit of Billy Elliott in this event.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't watch this fight. I'll be honest. I just got back from fishing.
Yeah. So man, I don't have the result written down here, but I'm pretty sure Bibulatov won in some manner.
You lost a bet on this one, didn't you? So that would
probably... Bontorin won a split. That's decision. Right. Who fucking cares, though?
What?
Yeah, Shake asking how are they not related. man, how do all Dagestanis look like the exact same person nearly? Is that racist?
Their hair looks like, is it? Their hair looks like a motorbike helmet.
Yeah, well, I'm just, because they're white, I'm saying that I can't be racist to them, so.
It's a minefield. Let's not play identity politics.
No, let's not rip into that. Let's rip into Ramos versus Nurmi.
Yep.
Nurmagomedov, not blood relative of Habib.
Again, lots of spinning attacks off the jab this time.
I thought this could be a close and fun fight, but I think Ramos, I can't remember what he ate early, but he got hit with something and he was fucking tentative, and he just stood at range and let Nurmagomedov lead.
Yep.
And it was just like, what are you doing?
Fuck, he spins around quick on it, and what I like what he was doing is he was feinting with his hip, so he's feinting and freezing Ramos. He didn't know if he was going to spin or if he was going to throw that kind of stabbing rear leg teep. It was nice, man.
He should have used that feint Moicano where you just pop up in the air.
He should have used this feint. I didn't really care about this fight, but Nurmagomedov's got some shit biscuits going on, eh?
Yeah, he does.
He's good dude.
Rob had a shit night betting wise. Me too, bro. Never mind. Next week we got some locks.
Next week, Fuzzy B.
Koharas versus De Freitas. This was a bad fight. De Freitas kept fucking lighting Koharas up on the feet and then immediately shooting in for a takedown. And several times he got reversed on the ground and continued to fucking do it. And I was furious. I don't know why, because I wasn't invested in this fight, but it was pissing me off.
Yeah, it's a pretty stink fight. Eh? Probably the most memorable part of that fight was when was the big spike where who the fuck was it? Kalaris picked De Freitas up, and it looked like he was going to do a big slam, and De Freitas countered it quite well by kind of getting seatbelt grips on him. That was pretty impressive. Apart from that, pretty stank.
Fuck it. I'm sipping water out of a Versace glass in case you hadn't noticed. So, bit of a flex.
Yeah,
it's a little flex, you know. We're going to have to sell those if I keep losing my bets, Matt.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Do you think Lani will mind?
Or sell them on the internet to the highest bidder.
Oh, let's turn this into an auction.
Let's do it. Fuck it.
Next fight of the night. Another pretty bad fight. Albini versus Rosenstruck.
Glad he didn't wear those shorts.
I want him to wear the shorts.
Albini?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's funny. And like him wearing the shorts is probably more entertaining than him fighting.
Oh, fuck, man. I don't know. That dude, he came out and he always looked super confident, like he's going to sit down and pull in his adult nappies. And he came out against someone who's touted as this great striker, and we watched the whole first round going, fuck, who has this guy fought in his last 80 fights?
Yeah.
And then he kind of gave us a little glimpse at the end of the first round with a combo where he finished stepping forward on the right foot from the left high kick.
Yeah.
And he come out in the second round and just fucking blitzed him.
Yeah.
Just starched that motherfucker up.
That combo he finished with was fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Sheikh reckons he lost because he wasn't wearing the nappy. I'd tend to agree that nappy gives him some power.
Yeah. Powerful nappy.
Rob enjoyed seeing he get knocked out. Yeah, I didn't care too much. But yeah, Rosenstruck, because Albini's a stand-up fighter, and he was able to take him down, control him pretty easily on the ground. He is a lot bigger, to be fair.
Yeah.
But as soon as Rosenstruck fights someone with like a reasonable amount of wrestling credentials, he's gonna, he shall.
The next fight was good.
Yeah. Right.
I think we said going into this fight that Griffin and Alves could be one of the sleeper fights on this card, and it was a good fun one, eh?
Yeah.
Alves is a hearty guy.
Yeah, and it was very clear where guys were at an advantage here. So Griffin, faster, younger, more athletic, less shot worn.
Yeah. And
Alves, a better fighter.
Yeah, man. Wily.
Yeah.
Better boxing. He was just a little bit slower, but he still packs some power, man.
Yeah.
He's got a big frame.
Yeah. So he's landing that leg kick early. Max Griffin was doing a good job of throwing his punches nice and straight and long because he had a big reach advantage. He was doing well there. I personally thought Griffin had edged the fight, but I wasn't mad at it going to Alves.
Well, Alves came out pretty hard in the first round. Griffin has got nice jab, but again, I don't know why cunts still do this. Can you say cunts on the internet?
Yeah, cunts.
Cunts turn their toes in so hard on the jab when the calf kicks become such a big part of the game.
Yeah.
And he hurt him with it. The only reason I reckon Alves put it away in the early rounds is because he was occasionally getting touched then after with the right hand.
Yeah.
It was pretty interesting. Griffin's knees were brutal in that fight.
Yeah.
Countering Alves coming forward, who tends to be lean quite a far way into the pocket.
Yeah. He's covering a lot of distance with the knees too, right?
He
was coming from far out, bringing the knee in.
And angling off. Alves kind of gritted that out. He was hurt a couple of times in this fight, saved by the bow at potentially the end of the second round, I think it might have been.
Yeah.
Some nice stuff. There was right at the end of the fight, if I remember it correctly, there was quite a big moment, and I had it pretty strongly in Alves' books until he went for the single leg on Griffin. Griffin got that Kimura counter and used it to get to Alves' back right at the end. I thought that might be a bit of a swaying moment in the judge's eyes, but it wasn't to be.
No.
I guess in terms of the two differences in that fight is Griffin was looking to stay on the outside and pick Alves off, but Alves turned it into a brawl and sucked him in, and that's probably where he got the win.
Veteran shit, eh?
Yeah.
Shake says, don't know shit about judging, but don't really know how Alves got that third round, and absolutely no idea how Souza got that decision. I won money on both of these, but damn, man, did not seem fair to the fighters. I think that Alves and Griffin was just so close, you can't be real pissed either way.
Brazil too, bro.
Yeah.
You're in Brazil.
And Souza and Frodo was close as well. But I thought Souza deserved the decision in that fight, which does not bring us to that fight. Next fight was versus Santos. This fight fucking sucked. So much of it up against the cage.
Straight up, fell asleep. We were trying to fix the coffee machine all morning. Look, this morning when we went fishing, we caught one stingray, 2 puffer fish, and a surfer. Actually,
successful day.
Yeah, so big day in the office. Coffee machine didn't work. Then fucking Barella versus Santos. That's just take a cheeky little nap time for me.
Yeah, and it sucked. And they stood for periods in the last round. That was slightly more entertaining, but still, fuck that fight. I can't even remember who won. Barella won, didn't she? Decision.
Yeah.
Is Coach Andy still out on the kayak?
Yeah, he's out on the Barwon Heads River at the moment.
Oh, you should go, boy.
Go the boys.
Hopefully Coach Andy gets an edible fish today.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to Coach Andy.
Santos started fighting in the third round.
Fish in a small pond.
Yeah, I thought so. Like, I hadn't been paying much attention, but I kind of looked up in the third round. I was like, they're kind of fighting now. Yeah. But, yeah. Next fight of the night, Perez versus Hernandez. My note says terrible but great fight.
Yeah.
Which makes complete sense to me.
And you're probably making reference to the lack of finesse in their technique, but still entertaining. Man, look, one thing that I really liked from Hernandez, like straight from the outset, is he started marching forward hard with the 1-2-1-2 combo, like a robot. And you kind of feel like when you look at the size of Perez's legs, that was trying to negate his opportunities to land those kicks on him from the outside.
Yeah.
Because they're big and heavy when they landed, eh?
Yeah.
Hernandez got a couple real nice elbows in the clinch early, and I thought, fuck, if Perez keeps finding himself in that position to clinch, that Hernandez might be able to put him away with one of those. But, he came back out again with heavy leg kicks. He was getting in wrestling positions, but lacked the finesse to kind of complete the sequence and kind of chain them together.
Yeah.
And his kicks, he managed to like kind of glance that toe off the kind of his floating ribs. It was just one of those. He probably wasn't aiming for that spot. He was probably aiming for the right side of Hernandez's body, but he got the ribs and ended up in that standing dash choke.
And that wasn't the last time we saw someone get hurt to the body on this card, which is one of my favorite things to see, which makes me a bit of a sadist, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because it looks like the worst thing that can happen to. Shout out to Perez's haircut.
Yeah, shout out to the bro.
Yeah, fucking love that.
Made famous by internet cafes and Dungeons and Dragons. I got hit by a body kick when I was sparring Dan Kelly once.
Yeah.
And I made a noise that went like this. Whee! And I couldn't stop it. And he hasn't let me forget it.
That's humiliating.
Old bastard.
Shout out to Dan Kelly, retired.
Yeah.
During the week,
Shot,
I think.
bro.
Yeah.
Shot, my G.
Bit of a legend. Sorry if I can't say your name properly, man, but how Maria
Oliveira?
Yeah, Oliveira, Brazil versus United Arab Emirates. Is that what they're saying?
I don't know. What do you mean, G? What does EUA stand for? Please clarify.
Yeah, let us know. We're trying to find out. We're going through this pretty quick because we want to get down the beach for a swim. Where are we now? Oh, so Lavinia Souza we're on to the main card versus Sarah Froda. Both the first rounds were quite back and forth, but I thought Souza clinched them. Then in the final round, man, Souza kept like dropping to her back, trying to pull guard and
keeping a guard locked up, not chopping angles or nothing.
Yeah, doing fuck all. And
pulling someone who's got 7 extra pounds on top of her.
Yeah, very, very strange shit from Souza. And she did get stung a few times on the feet, and I'm wondering if it was just that she was like, I gotta get this fight to the ground. She's obviously exhausted from wrestling like a woman way bigger than her. But hearty performance by Souza to fight someone way bigger than you and grind out a win. I thought.
Froda was like long but lumbering and slow. But occasionally when she threw the hook that preceded the rear hand, like she connected and they were hard. But she was able to get Souza's got really good judo. She was able to get the outside leg grip quite a few times, get it down. But when she was there, Froda just chucked her and she obviously played some 10th planet shit, just got a rubber guard and held her down. And that was kind of the end of it. I guess that's the issue with judo. They're really good at getting people down, but that's kind of where it stops and you need something else from there. They were saying that she's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but you didn't see any of that, eh?
Wow. Yeah. That
Souza was gas, man.
Yeah. Do you think Froda is now the slowest moving women's fighter taking that title from Alex Chambers?
Probably.
Fucking
damn. Alex Chambers. Shout out to Alex Chambers.
But man, she was super slow and sloppy.
Yeah.
Where are we now? Next fight of the night. The bro. Fucking someone's saying something. Rob is saying Souza gassed. I think, she looked fucking tired. And fair enough too, because that woman was in the next weight division up.
Yeah.
Thought she would get knocked out if she stayed standing, so preferred on the ground, I think. Yeah.
Potentially.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that. So next fight of the night, Johnny Walker, the fucking lunatic. And something to note here is in the post-fight, Bisping asking him how he stays so calm. And it's like, this is the least calm guy in the UFC. The only time someone's been less calm than this was Khabib after the fight with McGregor.
Yeah. Well, hey, Uncle Todd, what would you say if I told you that the Earth's flat?
You deserve to get knocked out.
Well, do you think that knockout's probably reaffirmed his belief that the world's flat? Flatter than his mullet? I think we're talking about.
I think he thinks the world's spinning, at least.
What would you do what would you say if I told you that soccer kicks on the ground are illegal and that, it's not a Valet Tudo competition?
I would say to you, is it not prior to 1998?
I'll suggest it's not. And no one chucks up shapes at rave parties anymore. This guy's stuck in the past, mate.
Man, has anyone seen Matt sent it to me earlier, the footage of Johnny Walker walking out for a fight and he's got just the bow tie on? Can anyone confirm if he was a male stripper? Because it definitely seems like it. Yeah, Rob's saying Walker is one of the scariest people I've seen. An actual killer doesn't seem like he had any emotion, just happiness.
Yeah, but I agree with Shake. You reckon seriously though, would that soccer kick have connected, have killed old mate? Because that shit looked brutal. That was like a soccer punt, like Charlie Brown style.
Yeah,
and he was aiming for it, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
that was instinctual, and he was aiming for it.
How does he stay so calm?
MMA is a game of inches. That could have taken his jaw off for all of that.
Yeah, and So for Johnny Walker now, what do you want to see him just keep crushing dudes, or do you want to see him take a step up, like maybe Glover, OSP?
Like, I don't know what I want to see from Johnny Walker. I just want to see him fight again. He's entertaining. Yeah, he's a complete fruit biscuit.
Something for down the line. I don't think this will happen before, but imagine Walker versus Maheta.
Ooh, that would be fun.
That would be the best bad fight you've ever seen.
Sheikh reckons he's done that before. Dang.
The soccer kick.
Damn. Well, I know he's never been like really solid with any one promotion. So he's fighting out like Southampton, England, and he's fighting on some weird Polish show, a couple of fights. Yeah. There's some other things like here and there. So he might have fought those kind of rule sets before.
Right.
But fuck, you're in the UFC, bro. Like, adapt to the rule set, you maniac.
Yeah. It's really, really premature, but watching him demolish Ledet like that, I'm like, could Johnny Walker present problems for John Bones? Like, I'm so desperate to see Jones have a fight where the person presents dangers.
Chaos is what presents dangers to him. Yeah. And I think that's resembled on Anthony Smith.
Yeah,
I think it's worth noting, like, when we kind of previewed this fight, we thought that Ledet would come out hard behind the jab with his toe turned in like a boxer, that he'd get towed up with the calf kick, and that's pretty much exactly what happened. And then he got caught up in the chaos. We just didn't expect it to last 15 seconds.
How good is Ledet doing a shit-eating grin, which is my least favorite thing about him, to Walker, and then getting hook kicked in the fucking head? So good. Hit that, wipe that smile off real quick.
Ferreira versus Mac Durham for the 123-pound title. Well, you guarantee they'll both fucking miss weight. So
yeah, so it turned into like the 132-pound title or some shit. Yeah, so Johnny Walker's fucking exciting. I'm glad he's in the UFC for all his quirks and like he's
a shit-eating wild man.
Is he fucking what? Next fight of the night, which I think may well be the fight of the night, or at least performance of the night for the Bronx. But Charles Oliveira versus, is it David or Daniel Tamor? I forget, but I hate both the Tamors. They piss me off. So I poked. Got a point deducted straight away, which I'm not against. I thought that was okay.
What's the rules?
Yeah.
So it's just not very commonly applied.
Yeah.
And it was a fucking bad one. And it's probably worth acknowledging that Oliveira is blind as a bat anyway, comes out with Coke bottles.
Yeah. And so Charlie got his 5 minutes. Yeah. 5 minutes rest, comes back out. What does fucking Tamor do?
Just gives him the old
So
Oliveira needs more of this and less of this.
This is the eye poke defense for sure.
Yeah.
But so obviously, and then so I think the first significant strike Oliveira landed was that front kick to the face, which busted up Tamor's eye.
Cut him, yeah.
Yeah, and from there it was just Oliveira fucking toweling him up on the feet, which is, man, Oliveira's striking is improving each fight. Like, he looks better and better. And then obviously he has the nastier submission game. I'm a fucking fan of Duke Bronx.
Damn. Do you know what? There's something like that cut is so advantageous to if you're fighting a southpaw for the eye that it occurred on. Especially Tamor, he loves to circle to his right.
Yeah.
And that's how he sets up a striking game. That was going to be the key against Oliveira. And that took out his ability to circle to that side, because every time he did that, so Oliveira just started spinning on that side.
Yeah.
So it was all hook kicks. It was all spinning back first, because you couldn't see him coming, because they were coming from so lateral.
Yeah.
And then when he parked him, like when Tamor was kind of frozen to stand in front, he was coming up the middle with hard front kicks. That fucking elbow is one of the better elbows ever thrown in the UFC. And you'd understand that if you've got a good comprehension of Muay Thai, it's incredibly hard technique to land, and he landed it hard.
And even when you do see it landed, it stumble people like that. Like, he landed it so well.
Yeah.
And interesting points about Oliveira. Like, he responds to things like on the fly.
Yep.
So cutting off Tamor with the spinning stuff when he's trying to circle out. And he's incredibly fast as well. So like, he can pull that shit off, and his game appears quite wild and crazy. He does crazy wild shit. Like, he's calculated and smart.
It's not chaotic. Like he sets his crazy shit up. You know what I mean? Like you can spin all day if someone can't see the spinning attacks because their eyes closed. So it's calculated.
A few people asking what Tamor was complaining about. Someone were watching with us that too. I think he was just pissed about the way the fight had gone, which is kind of understandable. Like he's probably thinking, man, eye pokes. It just would have been like a shitty night out for him.
Well, that fucking Das was a shitty night out for anybody, man. It's a strange angle to land in it with.
And him turning his back and the ref allowing it to continue. That was fucking bad. I believe as soon as someone turns their back away from their opponent purposefully,
stop fighting.
Stop it.
Yeah. Right. It's not an intelligent defense. If you've ever been in a street fight, that's not an intelligent way to defend yourself.
There's a guy from New Zealand, Steve McIver.
I thought you were going to say there's a guy from New Zealand, John Hopewadi.
Nah, he's from Australia. But remember Steve McIver, the television presenter, and he was in the celebrity boxing match. His defense was turning his back. So yeah, for me, probably fight of the night. That one, it was entertaining. Or performance of the night for Oliveira. Next fight of the night. Do you want to take this?
Oh, where are we up to?
Jose.
Oh fuck! Yeah. I'm so happy.
Very happy.
And can I just start out by saying, I told you so.
Yeah, you did.
So what would you say, Todd? What would you say if I told Jose Aldo was going to TKO Moicano?
I would say to what, now or before the fight?
Well, I did say before the fight.
Before the fight, I would have responded to you. I would have said, nah, I think Hanato's going to hang in there. He might get hit early, but I think he's going to turn up the volume in the later rounds and get a decision over Jose Aldo. But happy to be proved wrong in this fight. Oh, fuck, we forgot Myron Good. Sorry.
Oh, shit.
My bad. Well, that's pretty elementary, that one. That is some Meyer shit.
Hey, what would you do what would you say if I told you that Damian Meyer was going to choke out Good?
I would say
Rene could choke.
I would say
live on a podcast earlier this week.
Say I think he's too old and he's taken too much hard ends and he's fucked. But nah,
he did it, man. He's a fucking wizard.
Yeah,
and I'm like, everyone like who's a white belt in jiu-jitsu knows how to do a rear naked choke. The rear naked chokes that Meyer put together, there's so many subtleties that make them so effective.
Right.
Like the way he rode Good like a backpack, but he contorts he contorts him, and then when you look where the bottom hand is kind of still on the chin, on the jaw, but he also contorts the head. So there's like, it feels like your jaw's gonna shatter into a million pieces, man. Like
because it was a weird looking one, to it bad.
Yeah, it's technical, bro. Yeah. It's technical. He's an absolute killer. And if he, let's think about the kind of guys he puts away. The only guys who he doesn't put away: Covington, Usman, Woodley, all fucking explosive wrestlers.
Yeah, yeah.
And outside of those guys, as a 41-year-old, Meyer gets people's back and he fucking rips them up. If he gets your butt on the ground and your back on the cage, it's all over Red Rover.
Yeah. As soon as he got that takedown, I was like, all right, kiss that money goodbye.
And he takes his time, man.
Yeah.
Takes his time.
Yeah. 20th UFC victory for Damian Meyer. Pretty cool. He's got 2 fights.
Second highest in UFC history.
Yeah.
Michael Bisping. No, he's the highest, isn't he?
No, Cerrone's the highest.
Cerrone's the highest, and then so he's tied with Michael Bisping on 20.
Yeah. And reckons he's got 2 fights left on his contract, and reckons he might retire after that. We'll see.
Interesting, just to note. Did anyone notice that Lyman Good came out with more facial hair than he usually does on his chin? Could that be a bit of a ploy to try and prevent and provide some more friction?
If it was, it didn't work.
Didn't fucking work.
Nah. Back to Jose.
Yeah. Kind of played out how we thought it would in terms of the striking exchange. Like Moicano started off gently and nice and slow, as he tends to. Aldo brought his kicking game back in. He throws that kick without any towel, without any setup, and it does damage, man. Moicano is always dangerous behind the jab, like he did with Cub Swanson, but you can't put that jab, you can't come behind that jam when Aldo can kick like that.
Yeah.
Aldo's defense is comprehensive and fast and fucking dangerous the way he slides off to the left on the angle.
Yeah.
Moicano did a good job of when Aldo chopped and changed and hit an angle, he would off balance him, so Aldo wasn't able to counter. Thought that was really cool. And I think that Aldo damaged his leg because you watched for a second after one of the kicks, Moicano went to southpaw. So if the fight had started going, the way it was going with the leg kicks, I think you might have seen some real damage start to take toll away.
Yeah. Yeah, and Hanato put the jab away for the majority of that first round, which is like kind of the building block of his whole game.
Yep.
Came out looking good in the second, like, because he started doing what he needed to do, and he started like trying to change the pace of the fight.
Yep.
Because it's Aldo's fight if you're both like standing across from each other. Like Hanato needed to put some pace on him, make him work, but it didn't go in his favor.
Didn't happen, Bolts.
Nah,
Aldo, man, he looked like he had the speed advantage, which was. It's actually not surprising because he's only 33.
Yeah.
Like he's a vet, but he's not an old man.
Yeah.
And he's still fucking quick. He just looks slower against Holloway.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Rob's bringing up his head movement, but I think his defense in general way, Jose's, is pretty fucking incredible.
It's fucking good, man. It's fucking good. It's top notch. You even see off feints, like he reacts to the feints and he's covered, but he's still like ready to go.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Love seeing Jose win, especially in Brazil. He talked about retiring at the end of this year, right, and having a couple more fights.
Yeah.
It's weird because he's in a strange position as someone who's eyeing retirement because he's like he just beat a guy who was right up there as a contender. Volkanovski's tweeted saying he'd like to fight Jose, which I'd like to see. But if he's not shooting for a title, I wouldn't mind seeing him like taking a fight at 55 against an interesting opponent or
like a vet.
Yeah,
like a I'm with you there.
Man, it never happened, but I'd love to see the rematch with McGregor. I want Jose to get that one back.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Yeah, it'd be so nice. And a title eliminator, Aldo versus Volkanovski. Well, yeah, I think, Volkanovski wins that fight. He has to get the next shot. Aldo, not so much because it's against Max. And, man, I don't think we need to see that again.
No,
and I suspect the way Jose is talking about retiring not as a champ and that being sad for him, I think he's accepted that as well. Honestly, I'd like to see Jose retire after that KO. Yeah. But, like, I was reading somewhere this is the first time he's had back-to-back finishes since 2009.
Oh, shit.
So 10 years. That's
because there's a while he didn't have a fight. Like he fought before he beat Frankie. He hadn't fought for a long time.
Oh, Rob's saying Jose asked for Pettis. Oh yeah,
sweet.
Yeah, fuck, give me that fight.
Yeah, I'll see that. Cool.
And I'd definitely bet on Jose.
You'd want to bet on Jose on that, bro?
Fuck yeah, for sure. And fuck, they could do that at 55 if Pettis doesn't want to come down. I'd still favor Jose.
Yeah. Who's the boys?
All right. Pettis agreed. All right, let's fucking go. Oh, wait, it'll have to be after Pettis fights at welterweight versus fucking Stephen Thompson. What the fuck? Yeah, I agree.
Words of Michael Bisping. Here we go.
Fuck, you actually kind of look like it when you do that. Main event, Marlon Moraes versus Rafael Assunção. So many people were betting Rafael, and I was like, I don't understand, because I think all round Moraes is the better fighter. He's younger, and he is looking like if either fighter has improved since their last fight, it's definitely Marlon. Now Marlon has 3 first-round finishes against really good competition, and I want him to fucking fight for the title now.
What would you say if I told you that that Marlon doesn't have sweat glands because he's a cartoon character?
I'd say that sounds like a reasonable assertion.
What would you say if I said on the Instagram story will be live straight after Marlon TKO's Assunção?
And he did.
Proof's in the pudding.
The man. Yeah, Marlon lands that big overhand. Fuck, and then a second one, and as 135ers do, Assunção like appeared to regain his fucking
straight away,
immediately. Yeah,
like he looked dangerous off his back. The way he shut down Marlon off his back was really nice. Like Feet were always on the hips. He was always tight on the elbows.
Yeah. Man, and then so Marlon grabs the guillotine. What did he pull? He pulled guard at first, and then they rolled to mount arm and guillotine.
He up against the cage. He kind of did the snap down. He got the arm and guillotine. I fucking hate it. When we're coaching, we don't let anybody pull guard into a guillotine in MMA. Never, especially and it's something like a 5-round fight where there's the opportunity to burn your arms out.
Yeah.
And to get that shit from mount is fucking hard, man.
Yeah.
It's really hard. Like, you need a tight squeeze to nail that, and it was tight. And Sunset was doing the right thing to defend it too, and he still got squeezed on.
Yeah, well, Sunset's not a bum on, which makes
he's legit.
Makes it more incredible. Marlon's a fucking killer, and I want him to fight TJ, and I also want him to beat TJ. And I just want to see that fight, though.
And I think I would tend towards Marlon for that fight. I think I would.
I like Marlon. It's gonna be a fucking travesty if they make Cejudo versus TJ at 135 next.
They will.
Yeah,
100% they will.
Yeah, that'd be some real...
If anyone heard TJ Dillashaw talking on Joe Rogan the other day, I get a feeling it's already in the works.
Oh, no shit.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck my life. Well, that's about the card, eh? Have they announced the fucking fight of the night and all that shit? I'll have a quick look here on MMA fighting.
Well, I will say while you're looking that up, if anyone's intrigued by the card in Melbourne next week, Kevin Gastelum was at a local gym in Melbourne on Friday night, a week out from his fight, sparring with people he's never met before. Like, for me, that's just so reckless before a title fight, but kind of awesome at the same time. So he was him and this local Melbourne fighter were trying to knock each other out full ball. But
crazy shit. Is anyone who's in the chat gonna be what did Marlon say post fight? Because our stream was fucking up. Jason Perry appears to have... Was he... I imagine he was calling out TJ, right? I'm no broadcaster, but I know dead air is bad. Anyone in the chat going to be at UFC Melbourne? Well, we shall see. Anyway, we'll wrap it up because, surf is up. Shake. We're some of the best surfers we know.
Anaconda choke, more beautiful than KO. It was a dash choke, my G.
He said TJ doesn't deserve to fight me after that last performance. Wow. All right.
Wow. Okay.
Go little Marlon.
Them's fighting words, quite literally.
With your funny little voice.
Yeah. We're gonna be at UFC Melbourne next week. A couple of the press conference, hopefully a couple of the open workouts.